बोलो इसको क्या हुआ 200 आ गया लाइव आ गया क्या Is it live now? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala rasulullah. First, apologize for this technical issues. We tested later last night, but it was working, and again around 8 o'clock was not working. So we have to come up with different strategy. So apologize again. I have to share some slides. I will try to get on that. Hopefully, trying to fix that in the meantime as well. First, Jazakallah for the patience. So we do this weekly updates every week or so with the community, just to make sure we connect with the community, answer their questions. If they have any, physically we are not there, but at least we have some opportunities where we can answer the questions which community has, given this condition where the masjid suspended all the activities, physical activities at the masjid building, even though we're providing other services through virtual means. And inshallah, that will continue from this week and will be full blown from the next week. And alhamdulillah, the Ramadan and the Eid, we had a wonderful time where we were able to service the community for their needs, including adults, sisters, youth, kids. And also on Eid day, we have very good feedback from the community members. So inshallah, we'll continue that. Coming to the masjid reopening. So we have our crisis committee team, which is heading this whole crisis since in March. And we've been meeting on a regular basis now to evaluate the current situation. As you all know, currently the state mandate is only allow 10 people inside the building. And since then, since March, it's still 10 people are allowed. And so far what we're hearing, you probably heard as well, in coming weeks or so, they will be relaxing some of the restrictions which they have right now. So we don't know when, but we're hoping in next few weeks. It may be 3 weeks, 4 weeks, who knows. But we've been monitoring, but currently it's still 10 people inside the building. For the outside, they allow for the drive-through activity. That's how we did it, our Eid drive. They also allow 25 people for outside. But at this point for the building is only 10 people. So we been monitoring the situation, and then we'll see how that goes. When the number increase, then we may be in better position to start in a soft reopening process. A few things which the reason I want to share with the community that what do you expect when coming to the masjid. Once we announced, so right now it's still suspended, but few things they also keep in mind now, and that's the whole exercise we want to give an update earlier, that what do you expect coming to the masjid, which is including that we'll have some restrictions, we'll have some self screening process in place where you should ask the questions to yourself. Have you ever had any contact with someone positive or presumptive case in the last 14 days? If you have any fever for the last 24 hours without medication, if you have any symptoms, fever or any other stuff, those are the things. And also if you have anyone sick in your household, then you should not be coming to the masjid, because you can be a presumptive case as well. But this is something which we expect from the community to be in compliance with those questionnaire. At the same time, At the same time, we have other things, which is the individuals who should not be allowed in the first phase. So if we open the masjid, it's going to be in phases, and you can, and in that situation, when you are coming to the masjid, you make sure you are above the age of 14 and below 65. Women are not allowed at this point. We highly encourage seniors to pray at home, and the individuals who are in vulnerable situation or any underlying condition, we strongly recommend them and strongly requires them to stay at home and pray at home. Um, and also the individuals who visited overseas or maybe have a presumptive case, make sure they are not visiting the masjid. For the facility, we make sure also that people coming to the masjid, they also feel comfortable, feel safe. So we have the protocols in place for cleaning, for disinfection of the masjid on a regular basis to the highly traffic areas, places like doors, knobs, handrails. Those are the things will be cleaned. Wudu and bathroom area will stay closed for the community. So we request everyone to come prepared with wudu. There will be no facility available at the masjid where you can perform the wudu. And like I said, this is a phase one. We have to go very slow, very safe. This is important for the safety of everyone, including the people who are visiting, including the people at the masjid, and that will help us to go to the phase two where we can increase more. Now, also at the same time, when you coming to the masjid, you may expect somebody who may be asking those questions as well, or maybe we have all these I would say posters, signs, and everything at the masjid, uh, cleaning stations, hand sanitizing stations at the masjid for the individuals who are coming to the masjid. We also request you to come prepared with the prayer mats, bring your own mats, and also with the mask, with the face covering. This is a must to come to the masjid. It is very important for the individuals who are visiting the masjid. So this will be a mandatory requirement, and we really appreciate the individuals who are coming to the masjid who understand why this is important. We need to take all these precautions, mask, uh, your social distancing. We also look at the occupancy of our masjid area because of the social distancing compliance to keep 6 feet space while you be praying, and which definitely reduce the number of musalli in each area. If it's a first floor, will be only limited with 25 people. If it's a second floor, brothers area, it will be only limited to maximum 50 people with 6 feet social distancing. So we have to look at those occupancy based on the relaxation by the state when it comes to 25, which area we are going to use, and then so on. So this is very important. And also when you visit the masjid, you not only follow the social distancing inside the masjid as well as outside. Uh, and the idea is that people come 10, 15 minutes before the salah, and after the fard, they leave the masjid. So make sure you pray all your sunnah at home, and we open the masjid just for the fard, and then after that you leave the masjid, and no socializing activity in the masjid. Make sure you keep 6 feet distance. This is very important while you coming down the stairs or coming inside the masjid. Make sure you keep that distance. This is very critical. This is important. Uh, like I said, all these measures are in place for the safety of the community members. So we all have to abide with those measures, which is very critical. We will provide all the communication later on, but these communication, we have a lot of questions asked that when masjid is planning to open, what are the protocols, and that's why we started this communication at this point. Once we have the final date, we will announce, inshallah. But we also wants to make sure community understand that these are the challenges. These are the challenging time which we have, and just to open the masjid is not going to be just open um, from tomorrow. You need to make sure you prepare. So we preparing all these behind the scene, how we will manage the crowd, how we will manage the situation if somebody um, visiting the masjid and later on uh, inform us that that person got contracted, and then we probably have to do some risk assessment exercise to notify the individuals who were in masjid during that time. So these are the things which we develop those procedures, and also the procedures for daily cleaning, as well as in case of any COVID case in the masjid or presumptive case in the masjid, we already have a contractor right now who can do this service, who can do the disinfection of the areas which are concerned areas. So all this preparation is already ongoing behind the scene, and we do appreciate your patience. At the same time, request everyone to make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this journey easy for everyone. um, and I know that everybody emotionally really wants to come back, but at the same time we also look at how safe it is at this point that we allow community to come to the masjid and then resume the activities which we were doing before. But in a phase one is going to be very limited occupancy, and then later on we will relax after seeing some situation, as well as what one important piece also here, that if you abide by those rules, abide by those compliance, and cooperate with us, then it will be easier for us to keep the masjid open. But if we run into the situation that people are not following those guidelines, then it will be a tough decision for us that we might have to close the masjid again. So this is very important that we, if we open the masjid, we will announce, inshallah. But at the same time, the compliance to these are very important. Um, Brother Dayan, I think you are also on the line if you want to add anything.
No, Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh to the community members. No, basically you covered it all.
Your voice is low. Can you speak up a little bit?
Okay. Jazakallah khair, Levi. I think you provided everything, all the update. I have almost nothing to say, but only to uh, in a brief way to tell is that it has been a historical happening that every time when we are blessed with a blessing and we mishandle it, then the blessing is taken away. So similarly, when management is trying to put all these things behind the scenes, working hard, and then we expect community, everyone to abide by and not make it difficult for the management. So if that happens again, the blessing of opening the masjid again will be deprived, and it is not you, but it will also us who will be deprived with this. So, but after undergoing this 3 months of exercise, I think now we are aware how we have to behave with this kind of situation, the new lifestyle that we are adapting. So if we are practicing these things outside wherever we go, we try to practice the same thing when we come to the masjid as well. So it'll make it. We don't want masjid management to police people, but rather the committee members itself who come, they themselves should be policing others who are not doing this. So when we don't want groups to be formed and all that stuff. So Alhamdulillah, Muhammad Ali covered everything. So I just want to say that if management is trying to accommodate even 25 people, the effort behind in accommodating that 25 is a lot. So I think when that happens, inshallah, it'll be a great decision. Alhamdulillah, it'll be a good thing to go back to the masjid and pray. Not just as from the management side, even like as a regular musalli, I'm just eagerly waiting that when that will happen, so I can go there and pray. any questions, inshallah, community has, Brother Muhammad Ali is
Yeah.
there to answer, inshallah. Jazakallah khairan.
If you, yeah, Jazakallah khairan. If you have any question, inshallah, you can type in the YouTube chat. We'll inshallah try to answer those questions. If not, we can communicate later. So the question, when will it open? So like I said, it all depends on the situation we are monitoring. At this point, is only 10 people allowed inside the masjid. But like Brother Dayan also mentioned, the effort behind 10 people, 25 people is a lot. And I think for the size of the community, Alhamdulillah, we have much larger number of musallis. So we'll monitor the situation when we see some improvement in the numbers. We probably go in that phase one. But at this point, like I said, we still just preparing and just monitoring. But we'll inshallah make announcement when we get to that point, inshallah. Any other question? And I request you to type in the live chat on the YouTube, inshallah. Okay, so I don't see more questions, and it's a time for Salatul Maghrib, inshallah. Jazakallah khairan. Again, apologize for those technical issues. Inshallah, we'll fix it. So one question just came up. Any age restrictions? So anyone below 14 will not be allowed, and 65, actually above 65, also, and the sisters at this point, they will not be allowed in the phase one, and someone who with underlying condition. And obviously, if you are sick, or if you have a contact with any COVID person, as a presumptive case, you also should not be visiting. So those people will not be allowed. We will have a questionnaire, screening questionnaire. We'll publish that as well when we inshallah announce with all those details, what questions you should be self-screening. So you have all these details there. I have to present the slide, but unfortunately there is some problem, so I could not share that information. But I explained verbally. So at this point, we are asking people to make sure before they come to the masjid, they check their own temperature, make sure they are not sick. So it's more self-screening. There may be a possibility later, but at this point, it might be a self-screening, but we're still discussing that piece. If we need to have some temperature check at the masjid, someone is checking. Otherwise, will be a self-screening. So everybody should be really responsible for their own health and safety for others. Make sure you are following those self-screening questionnaire. So when is the reopening? Like I said, it all depends on the situation. At this point, only 10 people allowed by the state for inside activity, which is not easy for us to open in that situation. Seeing number of musalli we usually have will not be that easy exercise. So there is a question: how do we limit any protocols like token system, especially for Jummah? The crowd would be more. So at this phase one is going to be only regular Salah, not the Jummah, obviously, because of the number of number of people, and as well as we will open in phase one. The idea is to open for all the 5 Salah, and then later on monitor the situation, and then we'll see. But you can understand, having 25 people for Jummah, that is also not that easy exercise. But at some point, if we have to do it, is going to be some sort of registration, maybe a token or something that pre-register, and you probably have to present when you come, and then we'll do probably in that fashion. So another question, can we utilize the parking lot for prayer? It can take more people. So it all depends on number of people, how they relax. So at this point, like I said, it's 25 people, which is outside of the masjid. The whole idea is that people pray in the designated area in the masjid. And the intention is to have that facility open with either 25 people or 50 people, but should be inside the masjid. When it comes to the Jummah, it depends on number of people, because and it all depends on how the phase one goes. We need to monitor very closely. If we run into a situation with compliance, if we run into the situation, God forbid, if we have any case in the masjid with positive presumptive, we need to do this whole cleaning exercise, shut down the masjid. So this is something which we have to learn over time, and based on that, will make future decision. It's too early to say. I know some masajid in south, like Texas area, they allow, I think, 20 or 25% of their occupancy, which is, I think, enough for them maybe to open. But in New Jersey area, it's still 10 people. So um, those masajid, they have very less musalli, they probably, or like a musalla, they probably can control. But for the size of our center, alhamdulillah, we will run into the situation that will have more than 10 people. You don't want people to show up and then you close the door that, okay, we are full, like first come, first basis. But in the beginning, if we have higher number, it may be much better that rather than resuming the operation with 10 people. Okay. Any other question? So I know it's getting to the Maghrib Salah, and we have, inshallah, Sheikh Rauf talk also 9 o'clock, inshallah. Like I said, we, inshallah, continue our online programs, which started from this week. And we will have more programs next week, inshallah, as we did before Ramadan. We'll keep you updated, we'll keep you posted. We'll keep doing this weekly updates. And if anything comes up in between, we will communicate to the community as soon as possible. Please remember in your du'as, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this time easy for all of us, and then lift this test from the whole ummah, the whole world where we are living right now. And inshallah, we'll go back to our normal life, where what we used to do. So jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you have any question, you can send email to info@mcmcnj.org. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.